Hi, Adam Ring with Innovative IDM. Now it's a growing trend in industry for original equipment manufacturers to outsource all or part of their assembly work. And so there's 5 primary reasons why a company might look at doing that. First one is the idea of variable versus fixed overhead. If you hire a bunch of workers and have a large building, you've got quite a bit of fixed overhead because you've got to pay for that rent every month, you've got to pay the salary of those employees, you've got to pay for the benefits. And so whether you've got a lot of work to do or a little bit of work to do, you're still having to pay that fixed overhead. Well, if you outsource that assembly work, then you're only paying for the work when you need it and as much as you need it. And so if you get a lot of work come in the door one day, you can outsource that, and another company, basically like Innovative IDM, could provide that assembly work for you. And then if things slow down, hey, you don't have to lay them off, you don't have to fire them, you don't have to pay unemployment. You just simply don't place more orders. And then when things get busier again, you can place more orders with them. Another point of why manufacturers outsource assembly work is you don't have to go through the whole cycle of hiring and training and then firing and then basically doing that over and over and over again in order to maintain a good staff of assembly techs. Also, another really good reason why a lot of companies outsource their assembly work is they're just not in the business of doing certain things. Take this control panel, for example. If you're not in the business of building control panels, then why build it yourself? Why not outsource it to a company that is in the business, that's experts in doing work just like this? Now, from an ownership perspective, it enables you, by outsourcing all the assembly work or a portion of it, in order to ship way more machines. So you're not limited in the resources and space you have available. You can basically distribute that work out and get more done in the same amount of time. And that, in turn, leads us to our last point, which improves cash flow. So you basically get assemblies in. You don't have to pay for them typically for 30 days after you get them in. And by that time, you can get them installed in your machine, ship the machine, and start that clock ticking to get paid by your customer. You also reduce the amount of inventory you have to carry, so you don't have that money tied up in the shelf in the form of parts. You can use it in the bank where it's working for you. And by outsourcing assembly work, you can utilize the just-in-time techniques that enable you to get parts exactly when they're needed so that they can literally be married to the machine when it's ready for it and get it out the door as quick as possible. So once again, the 5 most common reasons companies outsource their assembly work: the variable versus fixed overhead, not having to hire and train and fire assembly techs, just simply not in the business of doing certain kinds of work. You're enabled to ship more machines in a given amount of time. And then finally, you get improved cash flow, reduced inventory, and able to get parts when you need them at the exact time that you need them. So if you'd like to learn more about outsourced assembly work, contact us, innovativeidm.com. We're the home of the legendary customer experience.